the Cincinnati Bengals and the L.A. Rams. Rams favored by 4.5. Crazy. Cincinnati Bengals are making their first Super Bowl appearance since 1988. It's great. It's been a long time. And they're going like this is the second consecutive time that the home team has hosted the Super Bowl.
Rigged.
So, I mean, we're just going to jump in. I know I'm not even going to go as far as to say it's rigged. Last year I thought it might have been, but no, not 2 in a row.
All right.
But, I mean, this will be the first Super Bowl win for either Matt Stafford and Sean McVay or Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor. So, which coach-quarterback combo does this Super Bowl mean more for?
I 100% have to say it's for Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay. Think about, and I remember when the trade happened, think about the pressure that was actually put on Stafford and McVay when this happened. You know, they're essentially mortgaging the future like they always do. You know, sending Goff out, some people felt like they kind of did him dirty because Goff, I mean, wasn't horrible in his tenure there. They just saw that he got them to the Super Bowl, was only able to muster 3 points, whether it was against a Belichick or not. And as the seasons went on, they felt like between the GM, the head coach, the owner, that Goff was not going to be the guy. And there's multiple reports where McVay was saying, hey, like, look, Stan, I can't do this. Les Snead, I cannot do this with Jared Goff. Get me someone in here. And so they made the move for Matthew Stafford. And you and I, off-season fees, you know, all year long on the show have been saying, what is Stafford actually going to do with an entire upgrade? We mentioned it multiple times. Culture, coaches, team, just everything in general was an upgrade for Matthew Stafford. And as much as it should be something for Joe Burrow shouldn't be here. The Bengals shouldn't be here, okay? They're playing with house money. Now, all credit to them. Of course, they are here, and I hope it's a fantastic Super Bowl, no doubt. But I definitely have to say that this is worth more for Stafford, because how many times have we heard, and I'm not going to deny that he's talented. We know that he's talented, okay? But how many times have we heard and seen him not step up in the big moments, which ironically he has this year, and he's kind of correcting that narrative for himself. Sean McVay, you know, there's speculation about, and I know you've talked about it as well, you know, should he still be potentially in LA? Yes, he is coaching his second Super Bowl. The first one was a blunder, of course, but now he's here. He's got time to make up for it. So I think when you think about the pressure on Stafford that he's had his whole career, finally in his, 13th, 14th season that he's in the Super Bowl, and McVay's in his second one in 3 years, so it is definitely going to mean more for Stafford and McVay in this game.
I mean, I absolutely agree. I mean, Matt Stafford was traded for a whole quarterback. They gave him Jared Goff, 2 first-round picks, and a third-round pick. Now, just to put it in perspective, Jared Goff went 11-4, made the Pro Bowl, went 1 and done in the playoffs.
Right.
Then he went 13-3, made the Pro Bowl, went to the Super Bowl, and lost in the bowl, which subsequently, if we're comparing Super Bowl seasons, that is very comparable to what it was that Matt Stafford did this season. Because, I mean, we're going to look at 2018 for Matt Stafford and 2021, well, my bad, 2018 for Jared Goff and 2021 for Matt Stafford. Jared Goff went 13-3, Matt Stafford went 12-5. One more win for Jared Goff with one less game.
Yep.
4,688 yards for Goff. We got 4,886 for Stafford, but it was with one more game played. Stafford had a higher completion percentage. He threw for more touchdowns. He threw for far more interceptions. But we look at yards per game. Jared Goff threw for 293 to 287 for Matt Stafford. I mean, Goff had a 101.1 rating. Stafford had a 102.9. And then we just look at the personnel that they were working with. They both had Sean McVay back there pulling strings. You look at what they had on offense. You're like, hey, Jared Goff had Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley got hurt. Todd Gurley went out, and Jared Goff had to work with a Gurley-less offense in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Not the whole season with the same guys. But he had Brandon Cooks and Cooper Kupp. Now, you turn around, your boy Stafford had, I mean, he had OBJ with Cooper Kupp.
An emerging Cooper Kupp, a career year for Cooper Kupp that Jared Goff never saw. Cooper Kupp was like a 2 option for Goff in that moment.
Cooper Kupp was hurt with Goff, too. So you had a healthy Cooper Kupp, and an Odell Beckham Jr., a healthy Higbee. Like, man, it's not even fair, the difference between what Matt Stafford actually had to work with in addition to the defensive guys, which I can't completely just give him credit for defense because, I mean, you'll cite that they brought in Von Miller and they got Jalen Ramsey. But when Jared Goff was there, they had Ndamukong Suh. Mm-hmm. They had
a disgusting
a Aqib Talib. So,
Brockers.
I mean, that's kind of a wash as far as who they brought in and let go on defense. Defense was elite both times. But the fact of the matter still remains, that team made it to the Super Bowl and lost with Jared Goff. So even making it to the Super Bowl right now with Matt Stafford, they still have not got over the hump. It's still not worth the investment. They have to win.
100%. Super Bowl or bust. And we've been saying that as well.
If
all the chips are pushed into the middle of the table, just like Tampa last year.
If they don't win, it's not worth it.
Yep.
But on the flip side, if you look at it, Zach Taylor and your boy Joe Burrow, if they win this Super Bowl, this is the beginning of an era.
Right.
I mean, subsequently, Zach Taylor started off his career 2-14, and then 4-11-1, and he kept his job. So, I mean, when we get to a later segment in the show and we start talking about the Rooney Rule, no way in hell he should have still had a job based on what happened to Brian Flores. But seeing as how he did keep his job, and then he moved into a 10-7 record, and now he's headed on to the Super Bowl, and your boy Joe Burrow. Burrow is moving on into uncharted territory where he would be one of only 5 quarterbacks to go to the Super Bowl and win it in his second year as a starter.
Yep.
And of the 5, I mean, Kurt Warner is one of the 5. Kurt Warner got drafted in 1994, so he wasn't actually a second-year guy. I mean, he was 28 years old, had been in the league, wouldn't play the Canadian. So, you know, he's kind of an outlier. Technically, yeah, second year with the Rams, but not really second-year guy.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, second year we got Brady, we got Big Ben, we got Russ.
Mm-hmm.
And now Joe Burrow is the 4th installment of it.
Yep.
And when you talk about Brady, Big Ben, and Russell Wilson, all 3 of those teams, Patriots, Steelers, and Seahawks, all had top 3 defenses, and the defenses and their coaches were the focal point of those teams.
Yep.
Joe Burrow will be the only one of them, if he is to win this, to actually make his way in there and win carrying his team to a Super Bowl victory without the defense. All the rest of them to make it that early, they all were like, hey, the defense carried them, and then they came into their own.
Right.
Because nobody's questioning the greatness of Brady, Ben, or Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
But no one will question the fact that none of them were that guy when they won their first Super Bowl either.
And Burrow is becoming that guy. I do have to push back a little bit, though, Fees, because I can't say that Burrow completely carried this team. We can't forget about Jamar, of course. Uzama emerged, Mixon as well. And then the defense, again. So I said they were going to get that respect in the AFC title game. Let's not forget Von Bell, Eli Apple, DJ Reader, Trey Hendrickson. Like, they've actually got guys, Chidobe Awuzie in the secondary. They've got guys, actually, that are – and here's the thing. Cincinnati's defense has never really been a spectacle, and it's all about Joe Shiesty and Jamar and all these offensive pieces. But they did a lot of work on Kansas City in that second half. And whether Mahomes might have been broken or not, that's, you know, another conversation. But I think we got to evenly weigh how this Bengals team got there. But I do agree, none of those other quarterbacks were becoming that guy, you know, a potential top 10, top 8 quarterback in. I mean, it's still kind of a rookie year for me with Joe. I understand he got hurt in the rookie year, but what he played 5-7 games, you know, and was out for the rest of the year, comes back and is absolutely lights out. I'm just waiting on him to get the comeback player of the year. It cannot be Dak Prescott.
I mean, definitely, I'm not dumping on Cincinnati's defense at all, but Cincinnati's defense is nowhere near what the 0-1 Patriots were or the 2013 Seahawks.
Leave the boom.
No, like it was nothing of any of that. I mean, what the 2008 Steelers, not that, not that at all. Yeah. Like, so this is a different thing. We've never seen a second-year quarterback actually lead his team.
Right. This offensively prevalent, rather. Yeah.
Zach Taylor was nobody until Joe Burrow emerged.
Right.
So this is different.
Yep. Zach Taylor's on the hot seat walking in, saving his job this year, brother.